Listen, quiet warriors. If you truly want to understand a man, don't listen to what he claims to be. Don't look at his possessions, his appearance, or even the victories he talks about. Those things can be borrowed, exaggerated, or staged. Instead, listen carefully to what comes out of his mouth when life applies pressure. Words are never accidental. They are the fingerprints of the mind. Long before a man's actions betray him, his language does. The way a man speaks reveals how he thinks, how he avoids pain, and how he sees himself in the world. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote that a man's life is shaped by his thoughts, and thoughts reveal themselves through speech. Words are not random. They are habits of the mind made audible. They expose how a man sees responsibility, effort, fear, and meaning. And just like a crack in a wall reveals weakness beneath the surface, careless phrases reveal the condition of the soul. Most men don't realize this. They speak without awareness, repeating phrases they inherited from weakness, fear, and ego. And in doing so, they quietly announce who they are to the world. Not through actions alone, but through the excuses they make, the limits they declare, and the values they betray with their tongue. Today, we will uncover 5 things a foolish man always says. These are not just words. They are signals. They reveal ignorance disguised as confidence, fear dressed as indifference, and selfishness pretending to be wisdom. If you recognize these phrases in yourself, this is not an insult. It is an invitation. Awareness is the first step toward strength. And if you hear these words constantly from others, consider it a warning. Not every man who speaks is worth following. The first thing a stupid man always says is this: "It's not my fault." This phrase appears innocent, even reasonable. But listen closely. The moment a man says these words, he gives away his power. Instead of looking inward, he looks outward. Instead of asking what he can control, he searches for something or someone to blame. His past, his parents, society, bad luck, the system. Anything but himself. A foolish man treats responsibility like a burden to escape. He believes blame protects his pride. But in reality, blame only protects his weakness. Marcus Aurelius warned against this mindset when he said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. The man who refuses responsibility also refuses strength, because strength is born from ownership. When life challenges him, the stupid man complains. When he fails, he explains why failure wasn't his doing. When he falls short, he creates stories to avoid the discomfort of growth. He believes excuses soften the pain. But excuses do the opposite. They keep him exactly where he is. The wise man responds differently. He does not waste energy on blame. He asks better questions. What did I miss? Where can I improve? What lesson is hidden here? Responsibility, to him, is not punishment. It is freedom. Because the moment you accept responsibility, you gain the power to change. Epictetus taught that while we cannot control everything that happens to us, we can always control how we respond. The foolish man rejects this truth because it demands effort. The strong man embraces it because it builds character. Blame is easy, but it makes you small. Ownership is heavy, but it makes you formidable. And once a man learns to say, "This is on me," something shifts. His language becomes sharper. His actions become deliberate. He stops waiting for life to change and starts shaping it himself. This is the first divide between the foolish and the wise. But responsibility alone is not enough. Because the second thing a stupid man always says reveals a different weakness entirely. I already know that. These 4 words sound confident on the surface, but beneath them lives one of the most dangerous forms of weakness, arrogance disguised as wisdom. A foolish man uses this phrase as a shield. The moment he hears something that challenges him, stretches him, or exposes a gap in his understanding, he shuts the door. He interrupts learning before it can begin. Epictetus warned clearly about this when he said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." Yet the stupid man repeats this phrase without realizing what he is confessing. He is not declaring intelligence. He is declaring stagnation. He would rather protect his ego than expand his mind. Watch how this man behaves. Advice irritates him. Correction offends him. New ideas feel like insults. He believes growth threatens his identity, because his identity is built on appearing knowledgeable, not becoming wiser. So he nods, dismisses, and moves on unchanged. The wise man moves differently. He listens slowly. He understands that humility is not submission, it is strategy. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he was still learning, still refining his character, still incomplete. True strength does not announce itself. It improves quietly. The foolish man wants to look smart. The wise man wants to become capable. That difference determines everything. Because the man who believes he already knows stops sharpening his mind. And a dull mind, no matter how loud, is easily defeated by life. Socrates, whom the Stoics deeply respected, said that true wisdom begins with knowing that you know nothing. This is not self-hatred. It is self-honesty. It keeps a man open, flexible, and dangerous in the right way. The moment you stop learning is the moment you start decaying, even if you are still breathing. If you want to test a man's depth, listen for this phrase. When he says, "I already know that," he reveals his ceiling. Growth requires discomfort, and the foolish man avoids discomfort at all costs. And avoidance leads us to the third thing a stupid man always says. That's impossible. This phrase is defeat spoken in advance. It is surrender without a fight. The foolish man looks at difficulty and immediately translates it into impossibility. Not because it truly is beyond reach, but because effort frightens him. Discipline threatens his comfort. And so he redraws reality to match his laziness. Seneca exposed this weakness perfectly when he said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult." The stupid man hears this and scoffs. The wise man hears it and reflects. The foolish man convinces himself that success belongs to others. That strength is genetic. That resilience is luck. That achievement is reserved for a chosen few. These beliefs protect him from trying, and in doing so, protect him from failing. But they also protect him from ever becoming anything more. The Stoic understands something different. Effort is not a guarantee of success, but it is the price of self-respect. To the coward, effort feels pointless. To the disciplined man, effort is meaning itself. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that the obstacle is the way. What stands in your path is not there to stop you, but to shape you. Every time a man says, "That's impossible," he is really saying, "I am unwilling to suffer for this." And that admission is more revealing than he realizes. Because nothing meaningful is built without resistance. Nothing strong is formed without pressure. The wise man replaces impossible with better language. He says, "This will be hard." He says, "This will take time." He says, "I will begin anyway." His words keep him moving forward, even when doubt whispers in his ear. And when a man learns to stop declaring defeat before the struggle begins, he starts to discover a quiet strength most people never touch. But there is a phrase even more subtle, even more deceptive, that the foolish man uses to hide from responsibility and purpose. I don't care. At first, this phrase sounds harmless, even mature. The foolish man often says it with a shrug, as if he has risen above emotion and attachment. But listen closely, because this is not strength speaking. It is avoidance. It is a retreat disguised as indifference. The Stoics did teach indifference, but not the way weak men practice it. The foolish man says, I don't care, when effort is required. When discipline demands consistency. When responsibility threatens his comfort. This phrase becomes a hiding place. A way to escape the discomfort of commitment while pretending to be unaffected. Epictetus made a crucial distinction that many misunderstand. He taught that some things are within our control, and others are not. The wise man does not waste emotional energy on what lies outside his control. But he cares deeply about what is within it. His choices. His conduct. His character. His integrity. When a foolish man says, I don't care, he is not practicing Stoic detachment. He is confessing a lack of purpose. Watch closely and you'll see it. He doesn't care about improving. He doesn't care about mastering his craft. He doesn't care about the quality of his word or the weight of his actions. Not because he has transcended desire, but because he has abandoned direction. Indifference becomes his excuse for drifting. Marcus Aurelius warned against this inner decay when he wrote about living in accordance with nature and reason. A man without care for his character is a man without a compass. The wise man is selective about what he cares about. He releases obsession with fame, wealth, and validation, but he holds tightly to virtue. That is strength. That is clarity. The foolish man, on the other hand, uses, I don't care, to numb himself. To silence the inner voice that calls him to rise. And the longer he repeats it, the quieter that voice becomes. Until one day, he truly doesn't care. And by then, he has lost something far more valuable than comfort. He has lost himself. Strength is not apathy. Strength is commitment without attachment. It is caring deeply about the right things, and letting go of the rest. When a man learns this difference, his silence becomes powerful. But when he does not, his indifference becomes his downfall. And this leads us to the final phrase. The one that reveals the deepest flaw of all. What's in it for me? This question sits at the center of the foolish man's worldview. Every action is measured. Every relationship is weighed. Every opportunity is filtered through personal gain. He approaches life as a transaction, not a responsibility. He gives only when there is something to take. Marcus Aurelius dismantled this mindset with one simple truth: what is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee. The foolish man ignores this. He believes the world owes him something. That contribution should always be rewarded immediately. That effort without applause is wasted. So he calculates constantly. If there is no recognition, he withholds effort. If there is no advantage, he withholds kindness. His life becomes small, boxed in by self-interest. And ironically, the more he demands from life, the less life offers him. The wise man sees differently. He understands that meaning is not extracted, it is built. Service is not weakness, it is alignment. Seneca reminded us that no man can live happily who thinks only of himself. Contribution shapes character. Sacrifice strengthens the soul. When a man stops asking, what's in it for me, and starts asking, what is required of me, his presence changes. He becomes reliable. Grounded. Quietly respected. He no longer chases value, he creates it. And this shift in language marks the final separation between the foolish and the strong. The Stoics understood something most people overlook. Words are not harmless sounds. They are rehearsals. Every phrase you repeat strengthens a certain way of thinking, and over time, that thinking becomes your character. A foolish man does not wake up one day and decide to be weak. He practices weakness daily through the language he tolerates in his own mind. Blame trains helplessness. Arrogance blocks growth. Declaring impossibility kills courage. False indifference erodes purpose. Selfish calculation shrinks the soul. These are not random flaws. They are patterns. And patterns, once recognized, can be broken. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that improvement begins with attention. Not loud declarations, not dramatic change, but quiet awareness. The moment you catch yourself about to say one of these phrases is the moment you reclaim control. Strength begins there. In silence. In restraint. In choosing better words before they escape your mouth. Epictetus taught that freedom is found not in controlling the world, but in mastering yourself. You cannot control how others speak, but you can control the standards you live by. You can choose language that reflects discipline instead of fear, responsibility instead of excuse, purpose instead of apathy. And over time, your words will begin to shape your actions. Your actions will shape your habits. And your habits will shape your destiny. Seneca warned that a man becomes what he repeatedly does. This applies not only to action, but to speech. Speak like a victim long enough and you will live like one. Speak like a student and you will keep growing. Speak like a man of responsibility and life will begin to meet you with resistance worthy of your strength. This is the path of Stoic quiet strength. Not dominance through noise, but power in silence. Not proving yourself to the world, but refining yourself when no one is watching. The strongest men are not always heard. They are felt. Their presence carries weight because their words are chosen with care. If this message resonates with you, take it seriously. Listen to yourself this week. Notice the phrases that slip out automatically. Question them. Replace them. Language is the gateway to discipline, and discipline is the foundation of peace. If you believe in building strength without shouting, wisdom without arrogance, and power without chaos, then you belong here. This channel exists to sharpen the mind, steady the spirit, and cultivate strength that does not beg for attention. Subscribe to Stoic Quiet Strength. Walk this path with us. Learn to master your words, and you will begin to master your life.